Okay, so yeah, I'm still more compelled to speak about this because I've put all this in my book, but probably nobody's reading, and I should be reading some of actually what I've wrote. That's much better. But anyways, since I didn't plan this that well, I'll tell you in short. Basically, I went to Jerusalem, just out of again, I've witnessed that power, which completely like engulfed me, and I didn't, particularly. I went to yeah. So, anyways, when I came to Jerusalem, so I just wanted to say that I've already had experiences like this, so it's probably not going to be the same. Like if you go to Jerusalem, plus you have to be prepared. Actually, you have to actually, be celibate. You have to conserve all your energy, I guess, and you have to kind of really ask, have some questions that you want to ask, that bother you. So I went, and the where I found holiness is like everywhere in Jerusalem. Okay, it's like everywhere. It follows you like with like millions of like little kisses. It just completely puts you in a state of mind where you're very slow and very peaceful. So and then I went to that. So the first place that definitely has holy power is Saint George. It's like a ravine, and there is where Jesus had his was fighting his sins in the desert. And this place is like loaded up to the top. The whole ravine is like full of this presence. Okay, as soon as you step into like the ravine, not the church, you can like feel, you can almost see in the air in the ravine, you can almost see that there is something there. So I went in, and that's where I found out where the global, I asked about the global warming when I came in. I guess I just had like a need to ask. I don't know why. I was just kind of worried, and it said that it has another plan for that. There is a plan. There is a plan in place. Or yeah, there's yeah. So and then I asked whether I should be helping people out, and the answer was yes. And then in another church I went, or to another monastery. It's like a tour, and they told me, but you won't be able to help them all. So yeah, this is the well, I never thought about anything of it. I just went, I was just collecting information. So I went to the Church of Holy Sepulchre, and even in its yard, like I went inside the church, and it was like so full of people that there was nothing there. I felt, but I was being pushed around, whatever. So I came out, right, because I felt something even before when I was approaching it, like right before the entrance, even in the courtyard. Like you come in from a little church, and through a little like passage street, and for a little while I felt it right before I entered it, and then I didn't feel it, and then I went out, and I sat, and as soon as I go out, I felt it. I felt this, as I mentioned before, this like golden blast that was like a blast from a rocket when I was riding it. I compare it to a rocket. It's like when the rocket outputs its blast, and that's how it feels. It feels like it's coming from up above directly into the church, and from the church it's like bursting out everywhere, but nobody's feeling it except for me. And this cat that was there was like a cat I've never seen before. Like this cat was totally serene, and me and everybody's on taking pictures, whatever. And I'm sitting there like part of it, and I can't move. Like my whole group passed. I was there for like until the evening. Like I couldn't get enough. And then like when you're leaving, you don't want to leave really. Um, but you understand that it's nighttime, and like the hotel is going on, like you don't know where you're going, like in Jerusalem. So I went away, and but that was like such a blast. And then I mean, it was such peace. It completely fills you. And I mentioned this before. It kind of like it blasts you so hard that like, or but it's not soft really. It's nothing. You don't feel it. It's hard. It's not hard, but it like pumps out a certain like other something out of you, which is not the same color as that which was coming in. Anyways, so and then but that's why like I'm telling you the story, and also at the mother's grave, Mother Mary's grave. She when I went in the next day, I went in there, and I was like completely, you see how my mood was, and then everything changed. That's where everything changed for me. And we were in that church even the day prior, and they were singing beautifully. This woman was singing beautifully, but I didn't go inside the actual tomb. But she's not even buried there. That's what's crazy about it. But this is like what my friend said. It's like they have like this library of information that they can just pass on to you to make you, I guess, well, they definitely made me feel. She made me feel again something that I didn't thought I would feel there. And that was when like I went in on the second time we visited, and I went inside that little room where her tomb is. She's not even there again. Like that's what somebody. But I touched it just for a second. Everybody's just passing through it. There's like a lineup. So I just touched it for 1 second. I was just gonna ready to pass, and then I heard her cry. I heard like a woman cry, and I started crying like crazy. And it's a good thing that like 4 years passed since I'm talking about this, because like whenever I would mention this, I would start crying too, because I was crying like for like 10 minutes. I couldn't get up off the chair. I barely made it to the chair. I thought I was gonna like fall on my knees. I never felt anything like that. And then through her, I kind of understood what Jesus meant, you know. And then I knew I didn't even know if Jesus existed really. I was like completely I knew some force existed, and I heard like this ghost that could hear what I was thinking. Yes, this happened to me before, but I didn't know it was pretty much connected to Jesus. But even the more important, what I wanted to mention here is where it's going to lead me after is even more insane. I went to monasteries in Studenica and found out about my sins. But what happened there also is that when I was, and this is going to be controversial, I understand, but I just wanted to say this because it's the truth, and it doesn't matter how controversial it is, it should be known. Basically, when I went to the Wailing Wall, I wanted to go there. I went to the mosque, the monastery, and at the rock. I couldn't get in. The door was closed, so I can't tell you nothing. I couldn't go there, but I could go to the Wailing Wall. However, I didn't even make it there. I was like I was constantly like being pulled back from there by this force, which was there all the time, except when I was going to that Wailing Wall, it seemed to disappear, and I didn't want it to disappear, so I didn't go to the Wailing Wall. This I've written about, and if I am right, like Jewish people are in trouble, and I respect. I mean, Jewish people are really to be respected. They are. I mean, you know, what can you say? How many names? You know, I grew up on Spielberg's movies. Like, I think he's the greatest genius of all time. You know, but there are many others, and but just a little. They can all be like just useful fools. I also written about this. People who do a lot of good, but in some way are disrupted. They cannot enter the kingdom, as to say it in the plainest terms, which they can understand, so that I don't have to explain. Yeah, to the afterlife. Basically, you can be flawed in a certain way, and even though you have like lots of qualities, you can have like a serious flaw. And there's and I deeply believe there is a serious flaw in their religion because of what I felt, and I want to point that out, so that people understand that Jesus did exist, and he is like a force, like he can be matched to what I felt. That I also want to say this as well, to what I felt when a woman's voice told me that is he, and I saw this huge liquid like wall before me on the street in Toronto, when I was upset about something that he got me into, and then he got me out of. So that force was like it just flashed. It's more powerful than what I felt in Jerusalem, or what I felt anywhere, or what I'll probably ever feel again, because it's completely all consuming. It completely passed through me, like, and only my spine. I only could see, actually. I had my perception of my spine, but it's so clear that it acts instantaneously, and it's very powerful, and it heals, and it takes you out of situations, and it offers you a new layer, a new pass, a new level of understanding, and and instantly. So yes, so they're very close. I would say that nothing. I didn't go to Mecca, but I did go to the Wailing Wall. Nothing compares to this force, except for there, Jesus' grave. So nothing actually else had such an effect. Well, in some monasteries you have that effect, but it's not that powerful. It's not that instant, and it's not like fluent. It has fluent. Well, yeah, monasteries have fluency too, but this is different. This penetrates you almost instantaneously. Like Jesus and that force of He penetrates you instantaneously. So it's unlike anything else that I've witnessed anywhere else, and that I'll probably witness. I mean, I'm keeping my options open, but Jesus definitely did have something. Is a figure which we should seriously understand, in order to get to the next level. Because like, even when I just started reading the Bible, and it's like he just sounds like you can like just hear from his like from this text that he was so much ahead of everybody else, that it's almost like, they're almost ridiculous to him. And yeah, the world has become ridiculous to me too, and it's like, and like honestly, like, can't wait to leave it. Yet that's not supposed to be like, we're supposed to bring this God here. That's the ultimate, the ultimate uh, defeat of the devil, is that God's will becomes practice here on earth. Let it be, that let kao na nebu, tako na zemlji, just like it's on the sky, so that it should be on earth. If that would be, I wouldn't be so like, and a lot of people wouldn't be so broken. So I'm not broken, because whatever they can do here, like, this should also be known, is like he can fix there. So there's nothing, you can be broken here. This world cannot break you, really, because whatever harm they can do to you, he can, if you're right, like, you can, like, I'm just writing about how I got beaten up, because like after that force of He, I got into like a conflict, and like I don't know, people like hit me a couple of times, I wasn't even defending. I could have destroyed them all, but I was under the God's kind of influence. I didn't care what they were doing. I was like so consumed with this force. I was still writing about it, even though it happened like months after. So basically, and then the reward came in a form of She, like when He gave me a face of the angel to look upon, the joy. My joy is forever. So even though like they could like break my face, my smile would unbreak it. There's nothing they can do to me anymore. So that's the kind of power that God is. Even though it doesn't win, it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. Sometimes it doesn't win, it's unbeatable. So so with that in mind, I want to say that yeah, there's a long way ahead, and and we gotta kind of make the strides, man. Otherwise it's just stupid. So so make the strides. I wish you all I wish you all to witness what I've witnessed. This power, this God is unbelievable, people. This is unbelievable. So so I wish you all to feel this. Really, I really do. This is all I want for you. This is all I want for you. All right.